This is Fbg.Live. From touchdowns and concerts to weddings and Christmas parades. Live video production right here in Fredericksburg, Texas. Live, local, here for you. Fbg.Live, capturing your moment for generations to enjoy.
Don't even consider it.
I will call you out over the loudspeaker by name and say do not stand back like that.
Okay.
Behind the pins are for calf walking and steer walking only.
Yeah. Okay. All right. First call, Durox. Class 1 Durox.
First call, class 1 Durox.
All right. We know what time it is. First call, class 1 Durox. First call, class 1 Durox. I'm going to let them get a little.
Out right here, let me scan.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Right here.
And everyone, this is a rule this year. East side of the show ring, so towards the backdrop, along the fence line, no one but steer showers who are walking their steers are allowed. So east side of the barn, towards the backdrop, near the show ring, no one is allowed. Someone might call you out by name over the mic too. Just want it to be a good show, a fair show, and have fun.
Winter, spring, summer, fall, HCP has it all. Everything you need and want for any season. Fireplaces, fire logs, heating for your home, and fire pits for the yard. Indoor and outdoor grills. Propane for your grill, your home, or your RV. From A to Z, everything propane for all seasons. Just ask us. Find us online at hillcountrypropaneinc.com or come to the showroom at 1240 State Highway 16 in Fredericksburg. Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Vogel Tractors, high-quality tractors, construction machines, and utility vehicles. New and used equipment and attachments from Rhino, Armstrong Ag, Industrious America, and more. Vogel Tractors specializes in 20 to 150 horsepower tractors, as well as skid steers, excavators, and more. All machines field-tested, shop-inspected, and serviced to exceed expectations. Online at VogelTractors.com or give us a call, 830-644-1400.
This is Matt Self with Fritztown Reds Baseball. Our J4 trailers are vital to our Fritztown Reds organization, full of pitching machines, L screens, balls, ball caddies, bats, helmets, buckets, catching gear, basically whatever it takes to practice for the game. Josh has been great, and there are so many local benefits to a local business, and he goes above and beyond anytime we call him and need anything. Price was a real hit also with us.
J4 trailer, now that's a home run.
First call, Class 2 Durocs.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here in Fredericksburg, Texas this morning. I'm excited to work with these kids and work through the stock that's brought to me in this ring. I'm going to be quick and efficient, but I'm going to take time when it's needed because I do understand the time, money, and effort that goes into these projects and getting them this far. A very, very good way to get us started here this morning in our Duroc show. And the young man over here on my right's got our class winner, just one immediately that comes in and grabs your attention. A bear that's killer from the profile. He's tall there at the point of his shoulder, but he's mean mugging. You step in front of him, he's opened up at the surface. That is a big-legged one that still offers shape, spread of dimension when you get in right behind him. I love this bear in terms of his feature and just his athletic ability when he comes to the surface. Never a doubt in my mind when that one hit the ring, he wasn't going to be my class winner. For me, the closest pair within this class was in 2 and 3. Two of them that I like a good deal, probably a little more extreme in terms of just muscle texture relative to our class winner. Ultimately, I came back to the young man here in front of me. He's just one for this breed. When you step right in front of him, this one is demanding in terms of his chest, knee, and front foot placement as he drives right at you. That is a big, bold chest forward that he has laid into him. I love the shape and groove this one has working there on the backside of his shoulder. He is a big pinned bear, one that just leaves you so true. As the drive and dirt, and the longer we drove, this bear just got a little more upright for me in terms of his shoulder, just got a little too rigid and straight in terms of his hock design across the surface. But man, in terms of look, muscle, and power, he's got it for sure. Young man's gilt that's going to be in third, one that's presented to a T, a gilt that runs straight uphill. Again, another one, as the longer we drove him, a gilt that just read too upright, shoulder blade just sits a little too far forward for me, and I thought relative to her maturity pattern, top side of her neck just got a little concerning for me. Move back into this gilt's rear 2/3. It's real good. Good shape, round in terms of her rib cage, big in terms of her pin. Just one for me. I got to change off either end of her skeleton to move up any higher today. But a very, very nice gilt to be there. Young lady that comes out next, a moderate one, again, that's good when you step in right in front of her, good in terms of her knee and chest, gilt, that's front 2/3, I'm all in. That is a stout mug, good looking one, that's proportions are ultra good. We set this gilt into motion, and it's quick to me. That one, I just like to lengthen about her hip and lengthen about her rear step ever so slightly. And for me, when I step in right behind her, this is a design to her hock is just a little concerning for me. I might like her just a shot cleaner in terms of her joint work down low. Young man comes out next, one that got a pin pretty quick for me, just kind of a fault-free one that's good in his proportions, good in his angles and comfortability. I thought relative to this class, he's a bear we need to stouten up about his front arm, just pry apart in terms of where his knee hits the surface coming right at me. But rear 2/3, comfortable and still gets out and goes fault-free. Young man comes out next in the vest. It took me a minute to find this bear, but I'm glad I did. Bear has a lot of good to him for a Duroc. He's big-legged, and his hip and hind leg is ultra good. Long in terms of his hip and very comfortable in terms of his rear step. The more I get to study him, he's a bear that just came too concerning there on the top side of his neck and the depth of his jowl for me at this stage in the game. But young man does a tremendous job. Very good class. Let's congratulate those 11 kids.
Hi, my name is Anders Ecker, and we want to invite you and your furry friends to visit Fredericksburg Veterinary Center. Our mission is to create a comfortable environment where we treat your animals as if they were our own. Everyone has been working hard to design a new building with more space to provide the best care to all of our animal friends. We love our clients, patients, and especially our Battling Billies. So come see Dr. Neil Eckert, Dr. Morgan Donsbach, and Dr. Lana Bush for all of your veterinary needs. Billy Pride Uber Alice.
Placings Class 1 Duroc. 11th, Quade Durst. 10th, Isabel Gold. 9th, Mark Wade Schmatinsky. 8th, Creed Cromer. 7th, Henley Willis. 6th, Audie Usner. 5th, Crossan Rains. 4th, Taylin Toch. 3rd, Bennett Canese. 2nd, Clayton Sides. And 1st, Brazos Herber. First call, Class 3 Durox.
Another very good class, and 1 through 6 I think are very, very high quality and have a lot of interesting talking points. Ultimately, the young man here in front of me, he's got our class winner. Just a bear, as soon as he comes out the gate, he grabs your attention. He's a big armed one that's round in terms of his ribcage design, offers spread mass and dimension when you get up on top of him. He's long in terms of his hip and comfortable in his step. He of the one of this initial top trio is just the one that's just the most consistent in terms of his views at any angle you study him at. I like that bear a good deal. The freak of the class might lie in the young lady's gilt that's going to be in 2, because, man, this one's skull shape and just neck attachment is next level. That is a big arm, stout-footed one that still utilizes her hip and hind leg appropriate. The longer we put them into motion, this gilt, I just need to set her shoulder back along her rib cage just to make her proportion just a shot better. You get on top of this gilt, she's one that just gets too harsh and dry there in her forerib shape. Gilt, when you step right in front of her, we got to fix her in terms of where her chest, front foot, and knee just hits the arena surface. But, man, this one's interesting. I'd love to know this gilt's pedigree, because there's a lot of good to her. Looks like one that could raise a lot of very, very high-dollar kind of red male pigs down the road. Young man that's going to come out next fits the same kind of mold that I'm after, just a gilt in terms of stoutness of feature, hair texture, and just shape up on top of her is what I'm after. A gilt that I just like to lengthen in terms of her hip and rump, one that just got too short there for me, but a gilt for sure in terms of feature and just comfortability checks the boxes. Young man that's coming out next, on the kind of the other end of the spectrum where that gilt was, a bear that's longer in terms of his hip, one that is still just good in terms of his lines and proportions. He's good in terms of the look ahead of his blade. For me, a bear that just lacked the overall feature down low that the rest of the class had. We stouten this one up about his feature, just make him stout in terms of his column of bone, a bear that definitely could find a place higher. Young lady that comes out next, her male pig caught a pin rather quickly. Just a bear of first impression, you're all in, because he's good from the side in terms of his look ahead of his blade. The longer we set him into motion, a bear that just got a little too more upright for me in terms of where his shoulder sits on him. A bear that, again, that I just like to make stronger in terms of all 4 corners. Just gets too flat on all 4 feet for me out here when we get him going. But, man, first impression, young lady killed it. Got a pin rather quick. Young man that's going to round us out, kind of the same story, came out. Bear, in terms of just look ahead of his blade, skin and hair is all there. He's a bear that's big in terms of his forearm and comfortable in terms of his rear step. For me, another one, we got to set his blade back along his rib cage, just make him longer in terms of his hip to move up any higher today. Good class. Let's congratulate them.
At Hill Country Propane Inc., we work hard to earn your propane business. Do you need propane delivery for your home?
We're on it.
Refilling propane cylinders for your grill?
We're on it.
Filling up your RV in our easy drive-through?
We're on it.
Savings on RV and cylinder fills?
We're on it.
For all your propane needs, choose Hill Country Propane Inc. because
we're on it.
Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Class 2 Durocs. 10th place, Witten Bierschwal. 9th place, Caden Byer. 8th place, Brody Byer. 7th place, Mason Harvey. 6th place, Ian Wyrick. 5th place, Abigail Fitzsimmons. 4th place, Brian Camarina. 3rd place, Chapel Herber. 2nd place, Willow Herber. And 1st place, Chapel Herber. And with that, if you were 1st or 2nd with your Class 1 and Class 2 Durocs, please bring them to the arena.
apologize for taking a second longer. Just a class, maybe there's just not one that just jumps out at you and says it's got to win, but the one I just keep coming back to is the young man's here on the left of me. Just a gilt you got to appreciate in terms of just sort of look ahead of her blade. That is a sow mugged one that's still attractive from the side, a gilt that's still angular off all fours, and once set into motion, still comfortable across the surface. She the most anywhere? Probably not, but she's good in a lot of areas where I thought this class needed to be better. Young man does a tremendous job getting her shown. I apologize here to the young lady in the purple that's going to be in 2. The first pig that came out here in the ring today, just when you're doing something like this and pinning them back, I needed something to go off of, but ultimately the young lady never gave up, and I give credit and kudos to her. She showed from as soon as she came out to now. Just a gilt that kept working her way up the line from a lines, proportion, and balance standpoint. A gilt that has a really, really neat kind of a look ahead of her blade. Just one that relative to our class winner wasn't as expressive and just shapely when we got up on top of her. A gilt that I just like to make a shot taller there at the point of her shoulder, but just in terms of lines, proportion, and balance, I thought she needed to land there. Congratulations to that young lady. Young man that comes out next, one that's just kind of fault free in terms of her build. Just for me, a gilt that gets a shot bigger there on the top side of her neck. A gilt that when I step in right in front of her, got to fix her in terms where her knee and front foot wants to hit the surface. If I could, and just change her in an area, I like to make her smoother there, right there in her ham loin junction. Just make her blend better from her shoulder back there. But a gilt that definitely kept working her way up because she's comfortable and athletic in terms of her step. Just got to fix her there in those 2 areas, and I think the top trio could get very, very interesting. Young man that comes out next, a bearer that is very, very quick. But when this young man gets him collected and you can get a good look at him, this pick has a lot of good to him. Got a big, expressive kind of shape when you get up on top of him. He's neat in terms of the look ahead of his blade. Relative to this breed, when I step in right in front of this bearer, he's kind of an outlier in a way, but still we need to change him. He's a bearer that pushes out there in his elbow pocket, wants to turn his front feet in. I think we strengthen him in those regards. I think he's a very, very neat kind of a bearer for this Duroc breed. He's 1, 2 that I just need to stouten up about his overall feature just to match all that mass he has up high. Young lady that's going to round out our class, I'd be dismissed if I didn't give her a pin, because you got to give credit when credit's due. I commend you to get up on top of this gilt and just study her. That is a lot of spread, mass, and dimension that this gilt possesses. Just this one's body shape is just kind of textbook to me. It works into her detriment once we set the gilt into motion. She's 2-1 that just gets too upright for me in terms of where her shoulder sits on her body. A gilt that just gets too steep and rigid there and round her out of her hip. I think we fix her in those areas, and a gilt we can make balance and proportion just a shot better, can find her way up the line. But today, that's where she lands for me. Congratulations to all those exhibitors. A very good class.
Placings for Class 3 Durocs: 11th place, William Crane; 10th place, Eleanor Buell; 9th place, Otto Buell; 8th place, Jalen Peshek; 7th place, Otto Gold; 6th place, Gage Conley; 5th place, Casey Hawkins; 4th place, Leighton Raycheck; 3rd place, Aiden Stout; 2nd place, Hagen Paisy; and 1st place, Connor Sides. First call, Class 1 Hamps. First call, Class 1 Hamps.
If you would, let's put our hands together for the 3 kids out here driving in our champion Duroc Drive. 3 classes and 3 very, very good classes. We get all our class winners back out here, and I guess if you can't tell, I got a type and kind. I like them to be trendy in terms of their look, stout in terms of their feature, but still athletic in terms of their step across the surface. I put that all into a box and see which one fits me. I thought there was one that came out of a class that was really, really good. He's one that's still greener in terms of his maturity package, one that looks like he's on the up and has a very bright future. Young man here in front of me is going to have our champion. Let's congratulate him. Dropping the young man second place from that class, and I thought that pair was really good. Had some subtle differences as sort of the pair. He was a bear that's the longer the drive went. He just got a little more upright in terms of his shoulder, and just a little more rigid in terms of his rear ankle and how he utilizes it across the surface. There's another one relative to our champion. If we can make this one just a little trendier in terms of his neck and just his jowl, I think this one's next level, but I'd be remiss if I left this one out. He's a stout rascal that's still very, very comfortable when setting the motion. Young man here in front of me is going to have a reserve. Let's congratulate him.
Champion Duroc is Brazos Herber, and reserve champion goes to Chapel Herber. Second call, Class 1 Hamps. Second call, Class 1 Hamps.
Vogel Tractors, specializing in low-hour, high-quality ag equipment. Area farmers and recreational landowners put their confidence in Van and Jamie, knowing their tractors, loaders, and farm implements will exceed expectations. All equipment is well serviced and field tested, and if new is what you need, Vogel Tractors is your Rhino Ag equipment dealer in the Hill Country. Warranties, financing, and delivery is available locally or nationwide. Vogel Tractors, located on Highway 290 between Fredericksburg and Stonewall.
Final call, Class 1 Hamps. First call, Class 2 hams. I'm only doing 2 calls. First and second, that's it.
Very good class, and if this is any indicator of how our Hampshire show is going to be, I think we're going to be in for a good time. And 2 at the top end, that different type and kind. The one I just keep coming back to, young man here in front of me, just a bear that's just so good in terms of his lines, balance, and proportion. He's green in terms of his maturity, but a bear that still offers enough for me when I get up right on top of him. Love his body shape design. A bear that's just really comfortable on the go, gets out out and goes with a very, very athletic step. A bear that down the road you're going to have to protect there in terms of his neck latch and just his throat and jowl. But today, man, I like this one. Green immature sound one that's still got enough for me. Very, very nice place to start. Young man that's going to be in 2 brought us one that's very, very interesting to study, because this gilt, man, you step in front or behind, she's as opened up as anything within this class and still stays within herself. A gilt that's very, very expressive in terms of her shape up high. Just one for me. The longer we drove them, a gilt that me personally, I'd like to alter in terms of her length to height ratio. A gilt that just gets a little too deep for me in terms of her midrib. A gilt that can just get a little too easy there in her spine for me at times. I think we take a little bit of that out and just alter that area. I think that top pair gets really close. A gilt, one that has a very, very bright future down the road as she matures and shoots up a little, because that one is killer and lights out looking. Young lady that comes out next brings us another gilt. Just kept working her way up. Just one within this class is ready to go when I step up on top of her. Expressive and just shapely there on the backside of her shoulder. Love this gilt in terms of her power and punch. For me, just one I need to make stronger in terms of her front foot. A gilt I just need to make better. Just driving right at me. But man, the young lady does a tremendous job. Kudos to her. A gilt we just got to fix in an area to keep moving up any higher today. Young lady that comes out next with the crinkle-eared bear, one from the side, I'm all in. Just proportions, look, and bone is all there. Bear that when you step in right behind, he wants to tuck and pull his hind leg underneath him. He's one, if you go home and you get to feeding on him real hard and he pries apart, this one could get good when it matters the most, because man, this one from the side is as good as you can make him in terms of just being elevated, flat crested, and good in terms of his lines and proportions. Just one today that just wanted to hawk in and tuck his hind leg underneath himself ever so slightly. Apologize to the young man coming out next. I thought that was the end of our class, but he doesn't let off the gas within this class. Brings us one that represents a lot of quality. A gilt from the side you can appreciate. Ultra trendy in terms of her look, the head of her blade. Just a gilt when I step right up on top of her. One that just gets too flat and harsh there in terms of her full rib and just body shape out here today. A gilt I just need to make blend better there in her ham-loin junction. Young lady rounds us out with a moderate, stout-featured kind of a gilt. She's one that I just need to set her shoulder blade back further along her rib cage just to make her balance and proportion just a shot better. The young lady here did a tremendous job. Very good class. Let's congratulate all those kids.
Well, howdy, friends. This is Paige Finley from FBG and Billy's.Live. I want to tell you about some new friends I met at J4 Trailer, a family-owned Texas trailer dealer out 290 just east of Fredericksburg. They carry utility trailers, livestock trailers, cargo trailers, and if you're looking for all the bells and whistles, they can custom build just about anything. Food trucks, car haulers, trash, or landscape trailers, whatever you need. Give them a call today, 830-997-9969, J4 Trailers. That's where I got mine.
First call, class 2 hams. First call, class 2, oh, excuse me, class 3. Sorry. Class 3 hams.
Another good class, and maybe not just my class owner is the one you immediately gravitate towards, but man, you get to study in this pig, and you study him by himself. This one's got a lot of good to him, and the young man here in front of me's got him. He is by no means, is he just the hairiest or darkest hided one out here? No, but man, you get to study in this bear. He's a good looking one that is as big and as shapely as anything we've probably seen today out here. This one's got a groove and just ditch working there down there on the the backside of his shoulder. He's angular and comfortable on the move. When we set him into motion off either end of his skeleton, I like this one a good deal. A powerful one that's still comfortable when he's set into motion wins for me. Very, very good pig there to start us off. Young man here in the purples bear just kept working up the line. Just one that's just kind of fault-free in any area in terms of his build and structural integrity. Good in terms of where his shoulder sits and comfortable in terms of his rear step. Within this class, he was a bear that just naturally wanted to run downhill for me. A bear that got a shot bigger there on the top side of his neck and a little more concerning there in terms of his jowl. A bear that has a lot of mass and power up high. Just need to stouten him up about his feature down low, I think, to match it. Very, very good bear to be there into. Young man that comes out next, initial impression, you got me because I love this bear in terms of just his hair texture and just the coat and the fur that he's got onto him. You step in front or behind this bear, it's apparent. Just one I just got to see more of. Needs pride apart at the surface, coming and going. Just a bear that just didn't offer the same kind of mass and width when I step in front or behind today, but still a bear that's comfortable and useful in terms of his build out back. Just one we got to fix in an area or two. Bear coming out next, very, very 2026 in terms of his look and just his skull shape. Just one for me that just got too tight in terms of his heart girth, too flat there in terms of his forerib, and just needs to blend better from his shoulder back into his ham-loin junction, length him out about his hip, and can move a place up for sure. Young lady that's going to round us out, another one that offers a lot of mass, power, and dimension. Just one for me. Then when I step in right behind him, I need to square him up as he goes right away from me. He's right on the edge in terms of where his hock and foot wants to hit the surface. I think we fix him in that area and definitely can work his way up the class. Young lady did a tremendous job. Let's put our hands together for those exhibitors.
Second call, Class 3 Hamps.
It's our mission at Fredericksburg Veterinary Center to offer the utmost care for your animals. We provide vaccinations, full exams, surgeries, hospital services, and so much more. Unable to come in and visit us? Our team's available for farm and house calls. We strive to take care of your pets as if they were our own. To discover quality care for your animals, visit us online at www.fbgvetcenter.com or give us a call at 830-997-4308. We hope you can come join our veterinary family.
Placings from our Class 2 Hamps. 7th place, Brody Byer. 6th place, Eleanor Buell. 5th place, Allison Wyrick. 4th place, Brazos Herber. 3rd place, Crockett Eckhart. 2nd place, Aiden Stout. And 1st place, Braxton Kuntz. And if we can get the 1st and 2nd places in Class 1 and Class 2 to come up here in a minute, that would be great.
Waiting for the second call.
We need our first and second place hamps for the champion drive. If you'd please come to the arena.
Good class, and the young lady here in front of me has got our class winner, has got a guild, just won first impression, and when she comes out of the gate, you gravitate towards stout-skulled one that's big in terms of her arm and very, very comfortable in terms of her step. In a perfect world, I'd just like to see her shot rounder and bolder there in the center portion of her body, but within this class, she's the one that offers the most in terms of look and feature, still with a comfortable, athletic kind of build across the surface. Young man's black-headed gilt here. Man, this one is a horse stout in every area you study her at. Looks like one the young man can take home and make a tremendous kind of a brood sow. Just this gilt's mass, power, and dimension is just something the industry needs more of. Just a gilt. All that power and mass actually works into her detriment when we set her into motion. A gilt for me that just wants to push the corners and the limits when I step in right behind her. One that just gets a little too east and west as we set them into motion. Young man coming out here next in third brings us a gilt, one that just kept working her way up the line. She's fault-free and angular, comfortable in terms of her step. Just one within this class, a gilt that just got too conventional in terms of her look, just got too plain in terms of overall appearance out here. I thought relative to the two-head of her, but a gilt you got to appreciate in terms of comfortability and build. Young man that's going to be in fourth brings us a bear. I love this bear in terms of his forearm. He's big in terms of his arm and still comfortable in terms of his step. Set him into motion. A bear that we just got to crank up about his tail head ever so slightly, lengthen him out about his rump, and just make him stronger when he drives right at me. Bear's got very, very good skin and hair and still comfortable and flexible off his rear too. Young lady comes next, brings us one that offers the right kind of shape on the backside of his shoulder. He's a bear that just got too round and just too quick in terms of his pattern from the side. Just need to lengthen him up about his hip and just make him more comfortable in terms of his rear too when we set him into motion. Good class. Let's put our hands together for those kids.
Winter, spring, summer, fall, HCP has it all. Everything you need and want for any season. Fireplaces, fire logs, heating for your home, and fire pits for the yard. Indoor and outdoor grills. Propane for your grill, your home, or your RV. From A to Z, everything propane for all seasons. Just ask us. Find us online at hillcountrypropaneinc.com or come to the showroom at 1240 State Highway 16 in Fredericksburg. Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Place, Milam Berger, and first place, Casey Hawkins.
If you would, let's put our hands together for our three exhibitors out here driving in our Hampshire Drive. I thought three tremendous classes with a lot of different types and kinds and talking points. Ultimately, draw up all our class winners back out here. There was one that hit me just in terms of being a good-looking one that's still comfortable, athletic in his step. Let's congratulate the young man on the first class. He'll be champion today. Dropping the young man second, and like I talked earlier, a gilt that hits you very hard initially out of the gate. Just one to me that just got a little easier there in terms of her top line at times. Just a gilt that I'd like to alter in terms of her length to height ratio, but I'd be remiss if I left her out of our top two. She's ultra high quality. He's going to be a reserve. We'll keep that pair together. Let's congratulate him.
First call, Class 1 Yorks. Your champion Hamp goes to Cole Rains, and your reserve champion Hamp, Crossin Rains. Also, we have a phone found in the bathroom. If you could describe it, I'll give it to you.
Vogel Tractors, high-quality tractors, construction machines, and utility vehicles, new and used equipment and attachments from Rhino, Armstrong Ag, Industrious America, and more. Vogel Tractors specializes in 20 to 150 horsepower tractors, as well as skid steers, excavators, and more. All machines field-tested, shop-inspected, and serviced to exceed expectations. Online at FbgLive.com or give us a call, 830-644-1400.
This is Matt Self with Fritztown Reds Baseball. Our J4 trailers are vital to our Fritztown Reds organization, full of pitching machines, L screens, balls, ball caddies, bats, helmets, buckets, catching gear, basically whatever it takes to practice for the game. Josh has been great, and there are so many local benefits to a local business, and he goes above and beyond anytime we call him and need anything. Price was a real hit also with us.
J4 trailer. Now that's a home run.
Hi, my name is Anders Ecker, and we want to invite you and your furry friends to visit Fredericksburg Veterinary Center. Our mission is to create a comfortable environment where we treat your animals as if they were our own. Everyone has been working hard to design a new building with more space to provide the best care to all of our animal friends. We love our clients, patients, and especially our Battling Billies. So come see Dr. Neil Eckert, Dr. Morgan Donsbach, and Dr. Lana Bush for all of your veterinary needs. Billy Pride Uber Alice.
At Hill Country Propane Inc., we work hard to earn your propane business. Do you need propane delivery for your home?
We're on it.
Refilling propane cylinders for your grill?
We're on it.
Filling up your RV and our easy drive-through?
We're on it.
Savings on RV and cylinder fills?
We're on it.
For all your propane needs, choose Hill Country Propane Inc. because
we're on it.
Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Vogel Tractors, specializing in low-hour, high-quality ag equipment. Area farmers and recreational landowners put their confidence in Van and Jamie, knowing their tractors, loaders, and farm implements will exceed expectations. All equipment is well-serviced and field-tested, and if new is what you need, Vogel Tractors is your Rhino Ag equipment dealer in the Hill Country. Warranties, financing, and delivery is available locally or nationwide. Vogel Tractors, located on Highway 290 between Fredericksburg and Stonewall.
First call, Class 2 Yorks. Second call, Class 2 Yorks.
Good way to get, apologize. Good way to get our Yorkshire show started. And the young lady over here in the blue has got our class winner one that came out of the gate and hit me really hard. First impression, stout skulled one that's really trendy and extended there, and his front 1/3 big bladed one that's got all the fur and fuzz a guy could want. Barra, by no means is he just the fluffiest and just the most ready to go today, but man, I think this one offers a lot of good. I thought within this class, being that stout and still that trendy look, and he's the one that utilizes his rear hock and rear ankle the best across the surface in terms of planting it, pushing it, and going across. Young lady's Guilt is going to be in second. In terms of a white sow prospect, this one's very, very interesting. Love this Guilt in terms of her head and just her skull, just the width between her ears and eyes. She is a dense kind of featured animal, big bladed one that has the right kind of proportions for me. Guilt ultimately that needs to be longer in terms of her hip, longer in terms of her rear step today to move up any higher. But in terms of taking one home and putting her into production, Gilt's got a lot of good going down the road. Bear that comes out next, one that's fault-free and ultra-angular and on all fours. I love the slope and just the comfortability he has to his knee and front forearm when he grows across the surface. That's the right kind of look that I'm after. Just a bear, I step in front or behind. I just need to pry apart at the surface. Just right too narrow gauge for me out here today. Young lady's male pig that comes out next, one that's, again, really, really interesting in terms of his front 1/3, in terms of his height, and just his neck attachment, tall at the point of his shoulder. He's a bear that just gets too steep in terms of his hip and just short out of his hip as well. Just one to me that just read too rigid off all fours out here today. Young lady does a tremendous job getting her project drove. Young man that's going to round us out brings us one that in terms of just expression and shape up high is good. A bear within this class that just got too conventional in terms of his look, just too fragile about his feature. Good class. Congratulations to all those exhibitors.
Well, howdy, friends. This is Paige Finley from FBG and Billy's.Live. I want to tell you about some new friends I met at J4 Trailer, a family-owned Texas trailer dealer out 290 just east of Fredericksburg. They carry utility trailers, livestock trailers, cargo trailers, and if you're looking for all the bells and whistles, they can custom build just about anything. Food trucks, car haulers, trash, or landscape trailers, whatever you need. Give them a call today, 830-997-9969, J4 Trailers. That's where I got mine.
Class 3 Yorks. Second call, Class 3 Yorks. Second call, Class 3 Yorks.
Good class. The young man here in front of me, I apologize for taking a second longer, but the young man here in front of me in the blue shirt brings us a gilt that's just kind of a powerhouse one that's so three-dimensional in every view you study her at. In terms of spread mass and dimension, a gilt that's still really comfortable in terms of her step across the surface. Is she just the neatest one in terms of her front 1/3? Probably not, but a gilt at any angle you study her at, she's just the most consistent within this class, and I think a pretty logical place to start. Young man bear that's going up in 2, you want to talk about one that runs straight uphill. He's the definition of it. A bear that's proportions are very interesting to me because he's long in terms of his neck, but still short in terms of his back. Bear that just has in terms of his top line, I just got to see him come more collected in. He wants to get more up there in terms of his spine. A bear that when he goes across the surface just wants to just nickel and dime you just a little bit in terms of where he wants to put his hind leg and his rear ankle underneath himself. We got to fix him in those areas. I think to compete with our class winner, but in terms of being a bear that runs straight uphill and offering some neat proportions, he's an interesting one to study. Fix him in those areas. I think that one's lights out good. Bear that comes out next, one within this class, just kept working his way up in terms of just comfortability and build. He's not one that's just going to overwhelm you in any one area, but a bear that in terms of lines, proportions, and shape up high is ultra good. He's a bear that I like to crank up about his tail head and just make him longer and leveler there in terms of his hip. A bear for all that mass and dimension up high, runs out a feature down low just to make him balance a shade better. I think we fix him in those areas. Could catch a pin higher too. Young man here in the purple brings us one. You got to appreciate in terms of look ahead of his blade. Bear to me that we just got to make longer in terms of his hip, just better in terms of his shoulder angle out here today. Young lady that comes out next brought us one. Again, another one that you got to appreciate in terms of look ahead of his blade. Bear that just got too soft in terms of his front foot and just too upright for me out here today. Young lady that's going to round us out brings us a powerhouse kind of one to me that we just got to strengthen when I step in right behind him. He's a bear that just wants to push the envelope in terms of where his hind leg wants to meet the arena surface. Just got to redesign him where in terms of his hock sits on his stifle. Good class. Congratulations to them.
It's our mission at Fredericksburg Veterinary Center to offer the utmost care for your animals. We provide vaccinations, full exams, surgeries, hospital services, and so much more. Unable to come in and visit us? Our team's available for farm and house calls. We strive to take care of your pets as if they were our own. To discover quality care for your animals, visit us online at www.fbgvetcenter.com or give us a call at 830-997-4308. We hope you can come join our veterinary family.
works up to the ring. Thank you.
Good way to round out our last class of Yorks. And a young man here in the orange, I saw this gilt coming through the chute over here, and I couldn't take my eyes off her then. She hits the surface, and I get to see her right in front of me, and she doesn't disappoint. This one's high quality, the kind to go home and put a guy on the map with a female like this. The gilt, this one, just in terms of skull shape, elevation, flatness of crest, slope to forearm, comfortability across the surface, she's got it. She is a big arm, fuzzy bear kind of one out here. Like this one a good deal. Young man here in the orange has got him an awesome kind of a project here. But the young lady that's going to come in second, her pig just kind of wanted to give up on her out here. But another one I thought fit the same kind of mold as our class winner. Another gilt that's tremendous in terms of her look, stout in terms of her mug. I thought with relative to our class winner, a gilt that's just got a shot more upright in terms of her shoulder angle. Didn't just want to be the greatest partner out here for today, but the young lady, that is a very, very high quality kind of female there to be in too. Young man that's going to be in third. Another one, Gil, I thought within this class was fault-free in terms of her build, angular in terms of her shoulder, and comfortable in terms of her rear step relative to the two ahead of her, Gil, that just got too plain in terms of her front one-third, Gil, that I'd like to stouten up just about her forearm and front foot ever so slightly, but a Gil you got to appreciate for power, mass, and comfortability across the surface. Young lady's bear that's in four, one that is tremendous in terms of his look ahead of his blade. I like this bear. He drives right at you in terms of where his chest and knee hit the surface. Bear, I thought within this class, it just got too frail about his overall feature at the surface. A bear that I just like to see more of. When I step in right behind him, he wants to just taper and fade there at the surface ever so slightly. Round out with this young lady's bear here in five. Another one has the right kind of skull shape and look that I'm after. Just one that's just too upright in terms of his shoulder and steep out of his hip. Good class. Congratulations to all those exhibitors.
need our first and second class Yorks up to the show ring, please.
Let's put our hands together for our 3 exhibitors out here driving for our champion Yorkshire. Bring out all our class winners, and I think 3 individuals that are very, very high quality. With that being stated, there's one out here that hit me like a ton of bricks, and when you bring one in this kind of mold and this kind of package, you're going to get in my bread basket and get along real good. Young man over here in the orange is going to have our champion. Let's congratulate him. Dropped the young lady here in the purple second in that class, and one I talked there, that's tremendous in terms of her front 1/3, in terms of her look ahead of her blade, Gilt, that just got a little too upright there in terms of her shoulder, and one we just like to strengthen and just make a shot square when we step in right behind her. I think it's close between the other 2 class winners for reserve. Young lady that came out of the first class was one you just gotta love in terms of his skull shape, hair texture, stoutness of feature. He's one that's just too raw and maybe just a little more rigid today. He's one that's a what if he goes home and does the right things and just blends better there from his forehead back into his ham-loin junction, it could be good. Then the young man that came out of the second class, like I talked, one that's just big, stout, husky, and still comfortable across the surface. I guess when I head to San Antonio later and get on my plane, there's one that I'm just going to remember. He's always going to be the question mark. Young lady there, and the first class will be reserved. Let's congratulate her.
First call, Class 1 Wide OPBs. We're only doing a first call because there's only 4 of you. Our champion York went to Bennett Canese, and our reserve champion York went to Willow Herber.
Winter, spring, summer, fall, HCP has it all. Everything you need and want for any season. Fireplaces, fire logs, heating for your home, and fire pits for the yard. Indoor and outdoor grills. Propane for your grill, your home, or your RV. From A to Z, everything propane for all seasons. Just ask us. Find us online at hillcountrypropaneinc.com or come to the showroom at 1240 State Highway 16 in Fredericksburg. Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Vogel Tractors, high-quality tractors, construction machines, and utility vehicles. New and used equipment and attachments from Rhino, Armstrong Ag, Industrious America, and more. Vogel Tractors specializes in 20 to 150 horsepower tractors, as well as skid steers, excavators, and more. All machines field-tested, shop-inspected, and serviced to exceed expectations. Online at FbgLive.com or give us a call, 830-644-1400.
This is Matt Self with Fritztown Reds Baseball. Our J4 trailers are vital to our Fritztown Reds organization, full of pitching machines, L screens, balls, ball caddies, bats, helmets, buckets, catching gear, basically whatever it takes to practice for the game. Josh has been great, and there are so many local benefits to a local business, and he goes above and beyond anytime we call him and need anything. Price was a real hit also with us.
J4 trailer. Now that's a home run.
Hi, my name is Anders Ecker, and we want to invite you and your furry friends to visit Fredericksburg Veterinary Center. Our mission is to create a comfortable environment where we treat your animals as if they were our own. Everyone has been working hard to design a new building with more space to provide the best care to all of our animal friends. We love our clients, patients, and especially our battling billies. So come see Dr. Neil Eckert, Dr. Morgan Donsbach, and Dr. Lana Bush for all of your veterinary needs. Billy Pride Uber Alice.
At Hill Country Propane Inc., we work hard to earn your propane business. Do you need propane delivery for your home?
We're on it.
Refilling propane cylinders for your grill?
We're on it.
Filling up your RV in our easy drive-through?
We're on it.
Savings on RV and cylinder fills?
We're on it.
For all your propane needs, choose Hill Country Propane Inc. because
we're on it.
Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Vogel Tractors, specializing in low-hour, high-quality ag equipment. Area farmers and recreational landowners put their confidence in Van and Jamie, knowing their tractors, loaders, and farm implements will exceed expectations. All equipment is well-serviced and field-tested, and if new is what you need, Vogel Tractors is your Rhino Ag equipment dealer in the Hill Country. Warranties, financing, and delivery is available locally or nationwide. Vogel Tractors, located on Highway 290 between Fredericksburg and Stonewall.
First call, Class 2 wide OPBs.
I think the one we're going to land on here to be champion today is very, very high quality, and that's young man here in the blue in front of me. Just a bear that comes in and grabs your attention immediately. He's a high tying one that's really, really good in terms of his angles. I love his proportions. He's a big pin bear that's ultra athletic in terms of his step. Got the right kind of feature down low to go with it. I think that one's very, very high quality, and that's nothing to take away young lady over here that's going to be in reserve, because this bear, in terms of the look ahead of his blade, he fits the mold that I'm after, offers the right kind of shape and expression when you get up on top of him. I thought when we compared the two together, he was a bear that just got a little more stilty and rigid there on his rear ankle across the surface. A bear, though, too, that's dialed in, skin and hair to the T's. Commend you, young lady. You get the most out of your project and do a great job driving him. Sword, I thought within this class between 3 and 4, the bear here in 3, I landed on just a bear that offered more of him. Rounder in terms of his rib, more shape and expression when I get up on top of him. In this class, a bear that just got too conventional in terms of his look and just frail about his overall feature down low. Round out the class, the young man over here on the far side brings us a trendy, neat looking one from the side. Just a gilt that for me, there's just got to be more of her within this class today. Gilt that just got too flat in her forerib and just flat and too two-dimensional in her overall appearance. Good class. Let's congratulate these exhibitors.
First call, Class 1 Dark OPBs. Placings in the Class 1 White OPBs. 4th place, Daxton Dubose. 3rd place, Wyatt Buell. 2nd place, JC Tribes. And 1st place, Connor Sides.
Only three here. Only 3 here in our last class of white OPBs. The young man here in the center in the ring in the white is going to have our class winner. Just a guild you got to appreciate in terms of her balance, proportion, and design. One that still offers a look and just the right kind of mass, spread, and shape when you get up on top of her. A guild that comes at you the strongest in terms of where her chest, or in terms of where her knee and front foot hits the surface. I think a pretty logical place to start within this class. I thought the sword came between 2 and 3, and ultimately I sided with the young man here to be in second. Guild, you just got to appreciate in terms of her feature down low. This guild's big in terms of her arm and stout about her foot. thought within this class, a gilt that just got too plain in terms of her front 1/3, a gilt that just gets too rigid off her rear 2 out here. Young man that's going to round us out brings us one that doesn't lack the power, mass, spread, and dimension that I'm after. Just a bear that was just too plain in terms of his front 1/3. That bear just naturally wanted to run downhill for me. A bear I'd just like to see more of, and just pry apart there at the surface as he tracks away from me. Good class. Congratulations to them.
Second call, Class 1 Dark OPBs. And our results from Class 2 White OPBs: third place, Caden Byer; second place, Brody Byer; and first place, Brian Comarina.
If you would, let's put our hands together for the 4 kids out here driving for our champion white OPB. And I thought within a breed that we lacked maybe in numbers, we gained in quality, because I think all 4 of these are very, very high quality and have the right kind of pieces, I think, to compete in this breed at a high level. Within that, I thought there was a pair of that just hit me just a shot harder. I think within that, there's one that takes it to another level. Looks like one that could play at the big stage, in my opinion. Young man out of the first class is going to be our champion. Young man out of the second class will be a reserve. Let's congratulate them.
Our champion white OPB went to Connor Sides, and our reserve champion white OPB went to Brian Camarena.
Well, howdy, friends. This is Paige Finley from FBG and Billy's.Live. I want to tell you about some new friends I met at J4 Trailer, a family-owned Texas trailer dealer out 290 just east of Fredericksburg. They carry utility trailers, livestock trailers, cargo trailers, and if you're looking for all the bells and whistles, they can custom build just about anything. Food trucks, car haulers, trash, or landscape trailers, whatever you need. Give them a call today, 830-997-9969, J4 Trailers. That's where I got mine.
good class. The young lady here in the black has got our class winner, just a gilt. You got to admire this one. Is wild looking from the side in terms of her skull shape and her neck attachment. Stout in terms of her feature. Offers a tremendous amount of spread and dimension when you get up on top of her. I think a pretty logical place to start. Young lady here in the purple, kudos to you for not giving up. Gilt, honestly, as you watch her run across the ring here, to take strides that long, you got to be angular and comfortable and good build. This gilt, when you get a good glimpse at her, this one is skinny necked and high tying from the side. Good in terms of her forearm and bone. This gilt is athletic in terms of her step. I think you go home and keep working on her with the whip. A gilt that's got some upside for sure. Young lady that comes out next is going to be in third. Brings us one that offers a tremendous amount of shape and spread there on the backside of her shoulder, or backside of his shoulder. Just one that just got to play in terms of a look ahead of his blade, just too upright, and just need to make him more athletic in terms of his rear step out here today. A bear that just needs to blend better there from his forerib back there into his ham-loin junction. Young lady does a tremendous job with her project. Young man's gilt that's going to be in fourth. One that has the right kind of design and balance from the side. A gilt to me that just read too raw and skinny out here today. Gilt that needs to go home and just get the groceries thrown at her. Her pattern design's good. Just a gilt that was just too tight in terms of her, just her forerib and just body shape out here today. I think that one goes home and gets flat and fluffy. Could be a different story. Young lady here in the purple that comes out next brings us one that's heads up and good looking from the side. A bear that to me that just read too deep and waisty there in terms of his midrib. Just too green in his overall muscle texture out here today. Round out the class, this young man's bear. Skin and hair is ultra good. Love this bear in terms of his pigment, just his hide. He's one that's just too rigid off all four to move up any higher today. Young man does a tremendous job. Let's put our hands together for them.
It's our mission at Fredericksburg Veterinary Center to offer the utmost care for your animals. We provide vaccinations, full exams, surgeries, hospital services, and so much more. Unable to come in and visit us? Our team's available for farm and house calls. We strive to take care of your pets as if they were our own. To discover quality care for your animals, visit us online at www.fbgvetcenter.com or give us a call at 830-997-4308. We hope you can come join our veterinary family.
First call, Class 1 Berks. First call, Class 1 Berks. Results from Class 1 Dark OPBs. Sixth place went to Witten Bierswall. Fifth place, Hagen Paisy. Fourth place, Creed Cromer. Third place, Lily Swanner. Second place, Palin Schneider. And first place, Murphy Blunt.
Good way to round out our Dark OPB show. The young man here in the Oranges Guild wins this class and wins it pretty handily, in my opinion. Just a guild that's exotic and wild in any area you study her at. Guild that's heads up, flat backed, stout in terms of her bones. This guild has got fur draping off of her in every area you study her at. Guild that still gets out and goes with more than enough comfort and ease. Looks like one that could down the road raise a young man. A very, very interesting kind of project. That's nothing to take away from the young man. It's going to be in 2 out here. Another one you got to appreciate when you get in right on top of him. Got a lot of spread mass and dimension working on the backside of his shoulder. A bear that I just like to crispen up ever so slightly in terms of the shape. A bear that just isn't as exotic in terms of his look ahead of his blade. Gets bigger there on the top side of his neck and just deeper there in terms of his jowl. Young man in the blue plaid comes out next here in 3, and a guild that is so close, I think, to being really, really good, because this guild, I think, for a Poland appearing one, this one is very, very typey in terms of her skull shape and neck attachment. This guild, in terms of her hip and hind leg, is awesome, in my opinion. Ultra round and bold there in the center portion of her body. You study her motion, a guild, it's just too apparent, just too upright in terms of her shoulder angle. I think we set her shoulder blade further back along her rib cage. I think that one's a very, very interesting piece to study. Round out the class, this young lady here's male pig, one that's maybe as big and as expressive as any. When we get up on top of him, a groove and ditch working down this one's backside of this one's back is ultra impressive. Big-ended kind of a bear. He too's one that's blade just sits too far forward, naturally just wants to put his nose down in the dirt, set him back and relax him there in his shoulder angle and make him just propel a shot higher. I think we got us a player here. A good class. Let's congratulate them.
Placings from Class 2 Dark OPBs. 4th place went to Leighton Haley. 3rd place, Hudson Sides. 2nd place, Audie Usner. And 1st place, Bennett Canese. 2nd call, Class 1 Berks.
Wrap this up pretty quickly. Let's put our hands together for these 4 kids out here driving in our Dark OPB drive. Only 2 classes, and pretty similar to our white OPBs. Maybe not the most in terms of number, but dang sure a lot of quality. A lot of animals that are going to go on and feed for these respective kids, and down the road be good projects for them. I think within that, drop all 4 of them out here. There's a pair of them that rise to the top. There's one, I think, that surfaces past the other just from just a feature standpoint. Look from the side and just shape. Young man out of class 2 is going to be our champion. Young lady out of class 1 will be reserve. Let's congratulate them.
Champion Dark OPB goes to Bennett Canese. Reserve champion Dark OPB goes to Murphy Blunt.
Winter, spring, summer, fall, HCP has it all. Everything you need and want for any season. Fireplaces, fire logs, heating for your home, and fire pits for the yard. Indoor and outdoor grills. Propane for your grill, your home, or your RV. From A to Z, everything propane for all seasons. Just ask us. Find us online at hillcountrypropaning.com or come to the showroom at 1240 State Highway 16 in Fredericksburg. Hill Country Propaning. Go propane.
Vogel Tractors, high-quality tractors, construction machines, and utility vehicles, new and used equipment and attachments from Rhino, Armstrong Ag, Industrious America, and more. Vogel Tractors specializes in 20 to 150 horsepower tractors, as well as skid steers, excavators, and more. All machines field-tested, shop-inspected, and serviced to exceed expectations. Online at FbgLive.com or give us a call, 830-644-1400.
I would like to introduce to y'all our judge for today. His name is Dane. He's originally from Monrovia, Indiana, where he grew up showing and raising show pigs. He attended Lakeland College in Mattoon, Illinois, and then completed his agriculture business and animal science degrees at Western Illinois University in Macomb, Illinois. While attending, he was a member of the competitive livestock judging team. Dane currently resides in Rensselaer, Indiana, where he helps operate True Genetics as their full-time herdsman, as well as the owner of Robertson Livestock. Please give him a round of applause and thank him for coming out today. First call, Class 2 Berks.
good class of Berkshires and a very, very good trio. And the one I just keep coming back to is the young man there in the oranges bear on the far side. This one is opened up and just perfect, driving right at you in terms of his chest view, in terms of where his knee, front foot hits the surface. You get off to the side of him, he's awesome in terms of his lines, proportions, and just balance from the side. He is a big-legged one that motors and gets out with more than enough comfort and ease. You keep this bear just fresh enough there on the top side of his neck, and just this look, I think this one is extra sporty for sure. Young man's gilt, that's going to be in 2. Another one, Lover, in terms of her look from the side, shape and expression when you get up on top of her. She's one that I think when you go home and just get her fat and fluffy and just make her blend better there in her ham-loin junction is going to be very, very competitive and tough to beat down the road. Today, she was just too harsh there in her loin and her ham loin to move up any higher. Gil here, but young lady's male pick here in 3 initially. One that intrigued me out of the gate. Perfect skin and hair, dark-hided one that's got a big flag tail on him. A bear that's big in terms of his arm and comfortable in terms of his build. This bear has all the parts and pieces that I'm after. Just when I step right in front of him is where he finds himself into 3, just too close up and concave in terms of his chest floor out here relative to that initial pair. But man, this one from the side is lights out in terms of look, extension, and just expression when you get up on top of him. Young lady here in 4, another one I really like some pieces about. His rear 2/3 are ultra good. Good in terms of his four-rib, round in terms of his rib, and comfortable in terms of his rear step. A bear that we just need to set his shoulder blade back further along his rib cage, just make him balance and proportion better from the side. This bear just naturally wants to run his nose down into the dirt. I think we fix him in that area, make him propel just a shot better. Could be a very interesting top 4. Young lady that's going to round us out with her gilt is one. Just caught a pin just because from her comfort and ease standpoint, angular and comfortable off all 4s. A gilt to me that just got too big there on the top side of her neck and just too two-dimensional. I got to studying her. Good class. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Results from Class 1 Berks. 10th place, Werner Tawney. 9th place, Logan Wyrick. 8th place, Lily Swanner. 7th place, JC Tribes. 6th place, Aiden Stout. 5th place, Isabel Gold. 4th place, Layla Raycheck. 3rd place, Willow Herber. 2nd place, Chapel Herber. And 1st place, Brazos Herber. for our last breed of the day. First call, Class 1 crosses. Attention in the pig barn, if you would like to start loading out, you're done showing for the day, you are most welcome to. Also, if you'd like to floor a pig, they're 40 cents a pound. You need to come see Mr. Schlitter up here by the show ring. And following the cross champion selection, we will roll right into the champion drive.
Good way to round out our Berkshire division. The young man here in the white, he's got our class winner, and I think he wins this class just from a balance and proportion standpoint within this class. He's the best in terms of his lines. He's a good-looking, flat-backed one that's long and level in terms of his hip. Still comfortable when he gets going. At times, you'll catch him a bear that just needs to grab another gear at times. When the young man gets him going and gets him driven, I think a very, very high-quality one. Young lady that's going to be in second out here today, another one that's really angular and comfortable in her rear step. I get to study in this one relative to our class winner, Gil, that just gets too steep in terms of her hip and just too Berkshire-like there on the top side of her neck for me. Change her in those areas, and I could listen to some discussion on that top pair for sure. Young lady that comes out here next, that's in third today, does a tremendous job getting her gill driven. Just one that just kept working up the lines. She's a good-looking, comfortable, fault-free kind of a built animal. Relative to this class, she's a gilt that just needs to be stouter about her overall feature in terms of bone work, in terms of basics and fundamentals. Young lady's gilt's got it for her. Young lady's a bear here in the purple. One you just kind of appreciate in terms of body shape and just shape and expression up high. Within this class, he's just too plain in terms of his front 1/3, just gets too round about his overall hip design out here, but a very, very nice pig to be there in 4 nonetheless. Young man that's going to round us out, just a bear that found his way to a pin because he's crazy looking. You step off to the side of him. This one's just skull shape and neck attachment is ultra good within this class. He's a bear that just gets too round there out of his hip, a bear that just needs to be stouter about his overall feature. But the young man does a tremendous job. Let's put our hands together for all those exhibitors.
Results from Class 2 Berks. 9th place, Silver Dollar. 8th place, Wyatt Buell. 7th place, Caden Byer. 6th place, Witten Bierschwal. 5th place, Otto Gold. 4th place, Hagen Paisy. 3rd place, Otto Gold. 2nd place, Casey Hawkins. And 1st place, Brian Comorena.
Really good Berkshire show, and we get all our firsts and seconds back out here, and I think 4 individuals that represent a lot of quality. They all got their minute details and differ in an area or two. With that being stated, there's a pair of them that rises to the top for me. Within that pair, there's one that's just a little neater looking, a little tidier there in terms of his jowl and throat latch. Young man out of the 2nd class is going to be our champion. Young man out of the 1st class will be a reserve. Let's congratulate them.
Our champion Burke went to Brian Camarena, and our reserve champion Burke went to Brazos Herber. First call, Class 2 crosses.
Very good class, and if this is any representation of what we're going to get into in our Dark Cross show, I'm excited and I'm thrilled and I'm eager to see what's to bring. But man, the one we're going to start with maybe as different of one as we've seen today, just a gilt. You got to appreciate in terms of just look from the side, stoutness of feature and comfortability across the surface. Checks a lot of boxes, checks them all. I think it's really fun. You can make livestock that do the basics so well, but still bring the extras and the intangibles you want in the show ring. Very, very good place to start. Young man's bear that's going to be in second, another one, and that's nothing to take away from him. This one is a good-looking one, and probably of the top pair offers more turn and maybe just shape and spread there on the backside of her shoulder and just expression out here today. This bear, to me, I thought relative to our class one, it just needs to blend better there back into his ham loin, kind of his target kind of appearing color package he's got going. Just makes his hip just look a little rounder to me out here today. The man, a stout, comfortable one that still gets out and goes with more than enough comfort and ease. They do a tremendous job, and kudos to those kids for getting him out here and getting him drove. Bear here in 3, I'll be the first to admit, is he just the most show ready today? Young man's bear out here in 3, I apologize. Maybe just not the most show ready today from a fluff standpoint, but this bear has a lot of good to him. Really cool looking, stout skulled, tall at the point of his shoulder. He's one that I think you go home, get him fat and fluffy, and just to pry apart when I step in right behind him, I think he could be good because he's got a lot of things that are going for him. He's got good hair, he's got stout feature, and he's got a comfortable build across the surface. Bear here in 4, one I pinned pretty early, just one that came out of the gate. That's good look, heads up, flat back, good in terms of his lines and proportions. Thought the longer we drove him, this bear just got a little sharper in terms of his hock angle there at the surface. He's one for all that mass. I just like to see him stouter about his rear feet ever so slightly. Young man does a tremendous job getting his project drove. Calico that's going to round us out. Another one I pinned early, just one from a lines, balance, and proportion standpoint. Hit me very hard. He's a neat looking one that's good in terms of his top line, big in terms of his arm. The longer we drove him, a bear just got too rigid for me and just too closed up when I step in front or behind him. Good class. Let's congratulate those exhibitors.
Second call, Class 2 crosses. Placings in Class 1 crosses. 13th, Quade Durst. 12th, Presley Studer. 11th, Amelia Haley. 10th, Halen Willis. 9th, Willow Herber. 8th, Scout Eckhart. 7th, Leighton Haley. 6th, Henley Willis. 5th, Abigail Fitzsimmons. 4th, Audie Usner. 3rd, Scout Eckhart. 2nd, Creighton Rains. And 1st, Cole Rains.
First call, Class 3 crosses. Second call, Class 3 crosses.
Good class, 1 through 5, and a young lady here on my left is going to have our class winner. It doesn't take long to find this one. When he comes out, awesome proportion kind of a bear that's stout in terms of his mug and ultra big in terms of his feet and legs. Still gets out and goes with more than enough comfort and ease across the surface. I think a pretty logical place to start within this class. Young man's gilt that's going to be in second is no slouch either. A really sharp looking, good shaped one, and probably of the top pair offers more expression. Just roll there on the backside of her shoulder. Every now and again you'll catch this gilt and I'll step in behind her. She just gets a little too east and west going right away from me. I like to set that gilt down just on her rear ankle ever so slightly and just see her little softer built across the surface. Young man's blue bear here in 3. One you got to appreciate for just feet and legs. A bear that's really angular in terms of his shoulder and comfortable in terms of his rear step of that initial trio. He was the one that was just a little lower in terms of his neck set, a bear that just got a little rounder in terms of his hip, but a very, very high quality one to be there in 3. Young ladies, thin belted one that comes out next. One that's got a typey kind of cute head to him, high in terms of his head's carriage, good in terms of his lines. Just a bear to me that needs to be stouter about his front foot and forearm out here. He too's one that just needs to blend better there in his ham-loin junction, I think. I think a very green, immature one that's got the right kind of feet and legs underneath him. Young man's blue pig that's going to round us out. One that just found a pin just in terms of skin and hair, build quality, and just fundamentals. He's one, too, that just gets too round in terms of his hip design, just too sharp in terms of his hock angle out here. Good class. Let's congratulate those exhibitors.
This is Matt Self with Fritztown Reds Baseball. Our J4 trailers are vital to our Fritztown Reds organization, full of pitching machines, L screens, balls, ball caddies, bats, helmets, buckets, catching gear, basically whatever it takes to practice for the game. Josh has been great, and there are so many local benefits to a local business, and he goes above and beyond anytime we call him and need anything. Price was a real hit also with us.
J4 trailer, now that's a home run.
6th place, Murphy Blunt. 5th place, Channing Spinrath. 4th place, Channing Spinrath. 3rd place, Creighton Rains. 2nd place, Bennett Canese. And 1st place, Taylon Toch.
Hi.
second places of the cross classes to come to the ring. First and second places.
Good way to round us out in our crossbred show. And the Young Ladies Guild gonna win the class for me. Just one. That's so fault-free everywhere. This guild is stout in terms of her bones and still just so comfortable across the surface. Offers a killer kind of a show guild look ahead of her blade. To be ultra critical on her, I wish she just offered a little more expression on the backside of her shoulder like the bear we got here in 2, but I think that's getting awfully critical on a very, very good piece of livestock. Young man's bear here in 2. Man, this one is so good in a lot of areas, and he checks a lot of boxes, and he's really consistent in all of his views for me. Where this bear finds his way into 2 is when I study from the side in terms of his rear third and when I step in right behind him. He's a bear that I'd like to lengthen out about his rump. He's one that just gets a shot higher there in his twist. A bear, though, man, in terms of just being rolled up and round in terms of his rib cage, you gotta love. If we could fix him in those areas, I think that top pair could be flipped, and I'd listen to it. Young ladies, black-headed, target-ended bear that's coming out here next. One you just gotta love from a proportion standpoint. A bear that is still neat ahead of his blade and short in terms of his back. This bear, the longer we drove him, he's one I just like to lengthen about his rear step ever so slightly and make stronger about his front foot. But man, you gotta love this one's feature, fuzz, and just shape up high. Very, very nice piece of livestock to be there in 3. Young man's blue bear that comes out next. One that caught a gate pretty quick for me because from the side, this one's very, very high quality. Heads up, flat back, good looking one that's got feature. He's one to me that just read too round in terms of his hip and just too plain and nondescript in terms of his muscle shape out here today. Young lady, solid black bear that's going to round us out. Found herself to a pin into the 5-hole because this is a good looking one that's still comfortable when he gets out and goes. For me, for no more real mass than this bear possesses at this stage of the game, where his hind leg sits relative to his stifle joint going down the road, and you go to pushing on him where I got to change him. Very, very good class. Let's congratulate those 5 exhibitors.
Results from Class 3 crosses. 10th place, Kyra Conley. 9th place, Werner Tawny. 8th place, Casey Hawkins. 7th place, Evelyn Schmitzinski. 6th place, Audie Usner. 5th place, Channing Spinrath. 4th place, Connor Sides. 3rd place, Addison McPhail. 2nd place, Cole Rains. And 1st place, Taylon Toch.
If you would, let's put our hands together for our 3 exhibitors out here driving for Champion Cross. Only 3 classes, but man, they were very, very good. And, kudos to you kids, breeders, feeders, who's ever behind them. These are very high quality in my opinion. We get them all 3 back out here, and I'm just gonna reiterate what I'm thinking in my head as I'm studying them, because I could listen to a case on about all 3 of them. None of them are perfect by no means, and there hasn't been a perfect one ever walk this earth as long as I've lived. I know I'm a lot younger than most people in this barn, but I'm waiting to find one. So I'm just gonna reiterate what I see and where I think they need to be changed at. In no particular order. The young man's gilt that comes out of the first class, we talked her. Stout, rugged, one that's still very, very comfortable in terms of her slope to her shoulder and just her body shape. A gilt that is just so opened up when you step in right in front of her, leaves you true and square. If you're going to get really, really critical on her, she's a gilt that could just get out and go with just a little more relaxation there to her rear ankle and rear step when she goes across across the surface. Again, that's getting really critical and very good livestock. Young lady's bear here and two, my kind to a T in terms of just skull shape, neck attachment, lines and proportions. That is a big hind leg that bends and functions in the right way. The only thing I question this pig, and as I go home after the show, can I just deem his chest, knee, front foot acceptable? He's just not as perfect there. I need to pry him apart, and he just needs to hit the surface just a shot better to me than the young lady Guild out of the last class. Like we talked, one that's fault-free, very angular, very comfortable, one that probably just doesn't just wow you in an area or two, but one you really just can't poke a hole on and still brings some feature. Guild, we talked that I wish just offered a little more roll there on the backside of her shoulder, so I think it's close. Minute details and little things are going to sort of. There's one that's just hip and hind legs, my kind, my speed. And when you bring them this burly, this stout, and this comfortable, you're always going to get along. Young lady out of Class 2 is going to be our champion. Let's congratulate her. Dropping the young man here in the orange, second in class to our champion. And Gil, we talked, that's wild looking from the side and presented to a T, big in terms of her feature. She's one that just gets a little awkward out here on the surface at times when I catch her, can just get a little more east and west when I step in behind her. I thought there was another one that hit me tremendously hard when she came out. She's really high quality and looked like she's going to be a whale of a sow for the young man down there. Young man out of Class 1 will be reserved. Let's put our hands together for him.
Our champion cross went to Taylin Toch, and our reserve champion cross went to Cole Rains.
We're going to give everyone about 5 minutes to regroup, but if you can start bringing your champion and reserve breed champion pigs to the show ring, we'll begin the champion process. After the grand and reserve grand are called, we will follow up and announce showmanship.
Hi, my name is Anders Ecker, and we want to invite you and your furry friends to visit Fredericksburg Veterinary Center. Our mission is to create a comfortable environment where we treat your animals as if they were our own. Everyone has been working hard to design a new building with more space to provide the best care to all of our animal friends. We love our clients, patients, and especially our Battling Billies. So come see Dr. Neil Eckert, Dr. Morgan Donsbach, and Dr. Lana Bush for all of your veterinary needs. Billy Pride Uber Alice.
At Hill Country Propane Inc., we work hard to earn your propane business. Do you need propane delivery for your home?
We're on it.
Refilling propane cylinders for your grill?
We're on it.
Filling up your RV and our easy drive-through?
We're on it.
Savings on RV and cylinder fills?
We're on it.
For all your propane needs, choose Hill Country Propane Inc. because
we're on it.
Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Vogel Tractors, specializing in low-hour, high-quality ag equipment. Area farmers and recreational landowners put their confidence in Van and Jamie, knowing their tractors, loaders, and farm implements will exceed expectations. All equipment is well-serviced and field-tested, and if new is what you need, Vogel Tractors is your Rhino Ag equipment dealer in the Hill Country. Warranties, financing, and delivery is available locally or nationwide. Vogel Tractors, located on Highway 290 between Fredericksburg and Stonewall. Well, howdy friends, this is Paige Finley from FBG and Billy's.Live. I want to tell you about some new friends I met at J4 Trailer, a family-owned Texas trailer dealer out 290 just east of Fredericksburg. They carry utility trailers, livestock trailers, cargo trailers, and if you're looking for all the bells and whistles, they can custom build just about anything. Food trucks, car haulers, trash, or landscape trailers, whatever you need. Give them a call today, 830-997-9969, J4 Trailers. That's where I got mine.
It's our mission at Fredericksburg Veterinary Center to offer the utmost care for your animals. We provide vaccinations, full exams, surgeries, hospital services, and so much more. Unable to come in and visit us? Our team's available for farm and house calls. We strive to take care of your pets as if they were our own. To discover quality care for your animals, visit us online at www.fbgvetcenter.com or give us a call at 830-997-4308. We hope you can come join our veterinary family.
Winter, spring, summer, fall, HCP has it all. Everything you need and want for any season. Fireplaces, fire logs, heating for your home, and fire pits for the yard. Indoor and outdoor grills. Propane for your grill, your home, or your RV. From A to Z, everything propane for all seasons. Just ask us. Find us online at hillcountrypropaneinc.com or come to the showroom at 1240 State Highway 16 in Fredericksburg. Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Vogel Tractors, high-quality tractors, construction machines, and utility vehicles, new and used equipment and attachments from Rhino, Armstrong Ag, Industrious America, and more. Vogel Tractors specializes in 20 to 150 horsepower tractors, as well as skid steers, excavators, and more. All machines field-tested, shop-inspected, and serviced to exceed expectations. Online at VogelTractors.com or give us a call, 830-644-1400.
This is Matt Self with Fritztown Reds Baseball. Our J4 trailers are vital to our Fritztown Reds organization, full of pitching machines, L screens, balls, ball caddies, bats, helmets, buckets, catching gear, basically whatever it takes to practice for the game. Josh has been great, and there are so many local benefits to a local business, and he goes above and beyond anytime we call him and need anything. Price was a real hit also with us.
J4 trailer. Now that's a home run.
Hi, my name is Anders Ecker, and we want to invite you and your furry friends to visit Fredericksburg Veterinary Center. Our mission is to create a comfortable environment where we treat your animals as if they were our own. Everyone has been working hard to design a new building with more space to provide the best care to all of our animal friends. We love our clients, patients, and especially our Battling Billies. So come see Dr. Neil Eckert, Dr. Morgan Donsbach, and Dr. Lana Bush for all of your veterinary needs. Billy Pride Uber Alice.
At Hill Country Propane Inc., we work hard to earn your propane business. Do you need propane delivery for your home?
We're on it.
Refilling propane cylinders for your grill?
We're on it.
Filling up your RV and our easy drive-through?
We're on it.
Savings on RV and cylinder fills?
We're on it.
For all your propane needs, choose Hill Country Propane Inc. because
we're on it.
Hill Country Propane Inc. Go propane.
Now, please. bring out all of the reserve champion breeds and recognize the youth and let the judge have a look, and then we'll pin them back and bring out the champions. Our reserve champion Duroc Hog went to Chapel Herber with the Fredericksburg FFA. Our reserve champion Hamp went to Cross and Reigns with the Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Our reserve champion York went to Willow Herber with Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Our reserve champion White OPB went to Brian Camarena with Willow Creek 4-H. Our reserve champion Dark OPB went to Murphy Blunt with Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Our reserve champion Burke went to Brazos Herber with Fredericksburg Junior FFA. And finally, our reserve champion Cross went to Cole Rains with Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Champion Duroc goes to Brazos Herber, Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Champion Hamp goes to Cole Rains, Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Our champion York goes to Bennett Canese, Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Our champion White OPB goes to Connor Sides, Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Our champion Dark OPB goes to Bennett Canese, Fredericksburg Junior FFA. Our champion Burke goes to Brian Camarena, Willow Creek 4-H. And finally, our champion Cross goes to Talon Toch, Harper 4-H.
this afternoon. I'm not one for long speeches, but I am a person that wants to give thanks when credit's due. First and foremost, I want to thank all my help today in the ring, outside the ring, in the back, from over here with the clipboards. This show has ran ultra smooth. I know at times I can be fast, and at times I can be slow, so I apologize for that. But I thank all of you for all your help and keeping this show running smoothly as possible. Next, I want to thank Gillespie County for having me out here to beautiful Fredericksburg, Texas. I've spent some time down in this area, and it is a very, very pretty area to be from and to see when you're from the north in Indiana. After that, I want to say thank you to my friends, or my boss, and my family back home for letting me travel the world and do what I love, because judging livestock is my passion. It's what I went to school for. This industry and these four-legged critters with a snout put a roof over my head and put food on my table every day. So without this industry and these animals, I'm not sure the man I'd be or where I would be today. Last but not least, kids, when the show's over, I'm not sure who brings you to a show, who helps you feed, who's your FFA advisor, who's your jockey, your feeder, your trader. Find them and say thank you. This industry at times, it is challenging to be in, because there is a lot of highs and lows, and the highs are very high, but the lows are very low. So kids, I promise you, find the people that help you get to where you want to be and get you to these shows, and say thanks, because a lot of you don't do this for the money. You do it for the love of the game, and that's why I do what I do. I love these animals. I love 4-H. I love what this industry can do for our youth. So kids, after this, find those people that get you here. Find the people that put on the show and just say thanks. We get them all back out here, and with what we were brought to me today, I thought it was a very, very high quality show. A lot of small things, sort the pairs, and a lot of minute details. We get them all back out here into motion. I get to study them. There's one that hit me tremendously hard. He's a stout-skulled, big forearm, ultra bendy hind-legged one. He's one that just hit me so hard. I saw him coming across the chute, and he came out and he hit me like a truck. He's one that I will remember on my drive home. He's one I will remember in 3 months. Young lady right here in front of me is going to have our grand. Let's congratulate her. Drop in the young ladies, Reserve Dark, and one I thought came out of a very, very tough decision. I think for Reserve, it comes down between a pair of them, no particular order. The young man's Champion White on the far side, one that just hit me so hard in terms of her front 2/3. This gill's skull sloped to her shoulder, and just look ahead of her blade is ultra good, and still being that wild and still that good. She's opened up coming right at me in terms of her chest. But I'm going to get really critical on a very, very good piece of livestock that I'd love to own. I like to lengthen her up about her hip ever so slightly. But again, that's me getting ultra critical. The other one I think it comes down to is the young lady's Reserve Dark. And like I talked earlier, one that is just so stout and so impressive when you get up on top of her. She's a three-dimensional animal that is so round in terms of her body shape, but still so comfortable in terms of her angles and her step. I critiqued her earlier that I wish she'd just sit down on her rear ankle just a shot more ever so slightly. I think it's close, and nothing to take away from the other kids out here, because there's a lot of quality in it. And if one of these youngsters came and found me down the road and said, hey, that bear you left standing at Gillespie County did this, such and such down the road, I wouldn't be surprised. This has been a very, very high quality show. I'm going to set the mic down and show you my second favorite. Once again, thank you, Fredericksburg. Thank you, Gillespie County, for having me. Let's congratulate these kids one last time.
Our grand champion hog went to Talon Toch, and our reserve grand champion went to Cole Rains. Yeah, okay, for the showmanship. Before I announce our outstanding showmen, I'd like to thank our judge for coming and all of the help who've made it here possible to have this show. With that, I'm going to start with our beginner showman. If your name is announced, please come to me so you can get your card to receive your prize. Starting with beginners, third place goes to Isabel Gold with Cross Mountain 4-H. Second place beginner goes to Scout Eckhart. And first place goes to Clayton Sides. In our junior division, our third place junior showman goes to Kyra Conley. Our second place goes to Crockett Eckhart. And first place goes to Willow Herber. In our senior division, third place goes to Chapel Herber. Second place goes to Talon Toch. And first place, JC Tribes. Thank you everyone who came out and watched too.